Well, how y'all doing tonight?
Sleeping.
I am too. I actually just took a nap, but I'm still tired.
I just finished a
Sean?
workout. I'm exhausted. So
Okay. So you're better than us. Just go ahead
I
and
am
say that. That's what you mean.
every day. Better than you every day. You're
You're
welcome.
out here taking naps. You're working out,
I
doing what you're
haven't
supposed to do.
ever, so that counts for something.
Applause to you. All right, go ahead. We'll do a quick introduction because I want to go ahead and get into this because I have a few things to say and I really want to hear what you guys got to say. Will, while you're fumbling with this camera and your beautiful white tee, go ahead and tell them who you are.
Oh, okay. All right. I was just putting together a Roomba at my house too, so I was husband team. Pretty strong right now. It's going. Yeah. So Will Jordan, Renaissance Will on IG. Follow your boy for more updates. Brand coming soon.
Yeah, I
You
see
go
you
with his
still.
There you go with
Yeah,
his
exactly.
beverages.
After that song, he's still like,
This is
you
a
know, in
smoothie.
his white tee from that Bow Wow Soldier Boy battle. I got you, bro. I'm with you.
This is a smoothie.
Michelle?
Okay.
Michelle C, aka DJ Make a Move, Jill of all trades. You can catch me on Kandid Kisses TV. Or if you like makeup, you can purchase makeup or sing do. That's about it.
Sean?
Hi, everybody. I'm LaShandra Cordier, and I am one half of the Grown Ass Dating Podcast, and you can follow us on IG, Twitter, Facebook, and our website at grownassdating.com. Subscribe to the podcast. We love you. Yeah.
I'm Author Ron Walker. You can always follow me at Author Ron Walker on just about every social media platform. I even joined TikTok last night, so we're going to see how that goes. I'm actually going to have to watch a tutorial because I don't get it, but it's all
That's
good.
impressive. That's impressive.
Yeah. I'm not a target market.
That is the fact you said that.
Hey, it's facts. I'm not the target market, but my daughter said I should get on there. So I'm going to follow her lead and do what I can do on there too. But anyway, so tonight we are going to talk about dealing with exes. I actually left that question mark there on purpose. So I'm surprised Sean or nobody else said, why is this question mark there? Because it's really also a question of should we even deal with exes? I know there's one person in this little group right here that already believes that once you're done with them, they don't even exist anymore. So I want to go ahead and hear from Michelle.
You know what? What you not gonna do? That's what you're going to do. I'm just saying.
I ain't saying nothing. How you deal with your exes, Michelle?
That is true on all of my exes except one. I'll speak on that. So there's only one that I'm actually really still good friends with, but that's because we were best friends before anything. But anybody else, your ex is probably your ex for a reason, so you need to stay that way. Get the hell up out of my face.
Oh, okay.
So hostile.
Wow, yeah. I think that's a good point, though. It's difficult to just completely dismiss somebody when you already had a good relationship with them beforehand. So I think that kind of changes the dynamic. I've had this conversation with my wife before because, you know, after some situation, this topic came after one of our other good friends' birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So, Michelle, you were there. The other two, you guys were not there. So, basically, real quick, short story. This guy decides to have his birthday party at Dave & Buster's. He's a grown kid. You already know that. So we're at Dave & Buster's, and I'm sitting there, and Michelle and I are talking, and we're thinking the whole time, oh, this is going to be awkward for him because who knows who's going to show up that likes him. You know, he's an eligible little bachelor guy or whatever with a beautiful
Why you got to be a little bachelor, eligible little bachelor? You got to diminish him like that. Don't be doing our friend like that.
The small kind. The small kind.
Little guy. But
He's fun size. He's fun size.
So he's there. He's there, and we're thinking, okay, these women are going to show up that like him and everything. To my surprise, though, I'm sitting there with my beautiful wife, and in walks a person I used to date. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this is interesting. And then in walks a person I used to be in a relationship with. And I was like, oh, okay.
Two exes?
I quickly grabbed my tea to sip it.
Exactly. I'm just sitting there like, oh, okay, this could go anyway. My wife is from Decatur. She'll tell you, like, But she's reformed though.
Words
She's
great.
reformed. You know, she eats out, but she's calmed down a lot. But it's still in there. So I'm just sitting there
not having that.
thinking, I haven't talked to this person since our split. We kind of had a little interaction, let each other know we were getting married, and that was kind of the last time we talked. But disclaimer, I don't have anything against her. I don't think she has anything against me. I think we're cool. To me, I'm good with my exes. I don't really have any problems with anyone except for one right now, but we'll get into that later because
you sure
the
it's just
rest
one?
of them, bruh, she getting on my last one right now. But anyway, the rest of them that I don't actually have to be tied to, we're good. The one that I'm actually tied to for probably the rest of my life, or at least for a few more years to my daughter 18. Well, no, my son too. But until they're 18, bruh. Anyway, long story short, we finally get to this point where we can no longer act as if each other's not in this room. And I was just like, hey, how you been? She gives me a hug. Hey, where's your wife? And then she hugs my wife. As we're walking out the door, my wife starts saying her name over and over. And I'm walking thinking she's putting it together. And she just stops as we get to the door and goes, did I just hug your ex? I was like, let's get in the car. We gotta go.
Let's talk about it later. We can talk about it later.
I didn't know where the thing was gonna go, but it was all good. She was real cool about it.
You thought she was gonna turn like, hold on, I need my hug back. Let me go.
He was like, I'm not hugging anyone else ever again, and neither are you. And I was like, man,
touch no one. Touch no one.
Yeah, touch no one ever again. But bro, long story short, it just really put me in that mood to where I'm like, how are you supposed to deal with exes? What do you do when they're still around? What do you do when they're still in the friend group? What do you do?
Well, and I think that raises the two questions, right? So it's how you deal with it, and then how do your friends? Because this all started off because your friend is still friends with some of your exes, whether you have a good relationship or not. So that's a whole separate question. And then I think to answer your first question about how you deal with it, I think it often depends on how you end your relationship. Like if you don't end a good spot, you don't typically want to stay friends. And then if you do, sometimes you can, but I think it depends on the circumstances around your separation.
So how do you deal with exes?
I was telling you this. I feel like I collect mine like some kind of weird, like some kind of weird situation. But I'm also like that with people. Like it takes a lot for me to want to be like, I'm done with you, fuck you. It just takes a lot. And I'm not one of those people like, I saw something in you when we were dating that makes me think that there was something of value in the beginning. So when I invest in people, I invest in people. We may not work out in the relationship, but I'm happy to continue being friends and things like that. So I typically, interact with a lot of my exes on a regular basis. I'm actually to the point where I typically can, like, if I'm done with you, I can help you, guide you, and provide guidance and context for your other relationships. While I'm not like in the weeds of your relationship, I might be like, that girl might not be good for you, or she's probably really great for you. Stop fucking around. You know, like I can do those kinds of things. But
I've done that with the one I was telling you about, the one that I'm still currently friends. I can do that with him because we had a genuine friendship, but anybody else can kick rocks.
Right. See, but I typically have genuine friendships with a lot of the people that I date. Like I wouldn't date somebody I wouldn't consider a friend. And I think, it typically starts off in a friendship space and it migrates or, evolves into something else. But I've been with people who don't do, like, I don't want you talking to your exes, and I've respected that boundary. Like, if you don't want me to talk to my exes, I tell them, hey, the person I'm with is uncomfortable with our relationship. I value that prior and like above all, and I will value that until I have to. And if we break up, I might reach out to you and be like, hey, you good? You alive? And if not, I move on. So I think, it's about respecting the boundaries of your current relationship. And if your friendship is getting in the way of your current relationship, then there's something unbalanced there. It's not a friendship.
That's a gem right there. That's the gem right there. You can't threaten what I'm currently in.
Correct. Because then you're being something else, and that's not okay.
And I've been in that situation where I was actually, like you said, kind of helping one of my exes to continue to move forward in what she was working on and what she was doing. But in the midst of that, I had to just let her know, like, we're not together and I'm with someone and we can't talk to each other like that. We can't do anything. So we got to end that, or we have to end everything.
Right.
because my past can't threaten my future.
Part 2 drops next Thursday. Subscribe now.